Hi guys, incredible news for you folks out there. The Sunday Independent on the 17th of August issue has a big headline: death threats made to Irish water workers. It goes on to say protesters branded workers paedophiles and posted instructions for making petrol bombs. The mind boggles. Continuing in the same style, the article says Irish Water has been forced to monitor the online activity of anti-water charge protesters as demonstrators against workers grow increasingly violent. The Sunday Independent has learned. Whew. Petrol bombs, violent demonstrations, heavens, where are we? In Paris, Pakistan, or Dublin, law-abiding little Ireland? Anyway, we continue the article. The state water company contacted Gardaí about a series of disturbing messages posted on social media by demonstrators who suggested murdering workers installing meters and burning their vehicles. In one of the most sinister incidents, it continues, protesters caused huge distress for an Irish water contractor and his family when they branded him a paedophile on Facebook. Oh, poor Cliff Richard this week too. Gosh. I wonder, can we find the name of this unfortunate contractor? If they can publish the name of pop stars, maybe they can publish the name of the contractor as well, just in case someone else comes forward to tell their story. Who knows? Anyway, the article continues. Another demonstrator posted instructions for making petrol bombs online in an attempt to encourage attacks on workers. On the ground, in the trenches so to speak, workers have faced violent demonstrations which have seen contractors hit with shovels and pelted with human excrement. Oh my God, pelted with human excrement. Have Irish Water, I wonder, videoed or photographed these incidents of human brown trouts flying through the air at burly Ukrainian, Polish or Russian operatives while they're trying to install the water meters? In a statement this weekend, Irish Water said the ultimate cost of the protest will be borne by customers and could lead to higher bills. The Sunday Independent also understands households that do not have meters installed because of demonstrations may have to wait 2 years before they can monitor their water usage. This means they will be hit with potentially more expensive assessed charges. Further, claims made by contractors injured while installing meters will also add to the rising cost of setting up the new utility company. Were they injured by the flying trout, the shovels, the petrol bombs? Where did the protesters get these shovels, if it was shovels? Why not just use sticks and stones to chase them from the estates? Crazy stuff here. Now, it continues, the article continues, in some communities, households have hit back at protesters blocking the installation of meters. Earlier this year, residents in Raheny, North Dublin, clashed with demonstrators preventing contractors from installing meters in the area. It has been the case that customers want the meters, but the protesters are preventing installation, an Irish Water spokesman said. Civil war in the streets. Where will it end? Will the army be required? The Gardaí are hampered from using appropriate measures by the new beefed-up Garda Ombudsman. The worrying escalation of intimidation against workers is understood to have left many terrified, and Irish Water intends on pursuing prosecutions against several protesters. The protests have been very personal, and it has left really big burly guys in tears, a source said. Well, I've seen a few of these burly Ukrainians and Belarusians, water meter installers, a lot of North of Ireland guys too, tough guys, hardened guys, provost style, on the job, and I would find it hard to credit that any of them would be reduced to whimpering babes, particularly as housewives and old men make up the backbone of most of the protesters. It's a very small minority of people who believe there's no obligation on them to behave appropriately, the source said. You may have that seriously wrong, guys. One guy's picture was put on Facebook and he was called a paedophile. This is a guy with kids, the article continues. The Sunday Independent understands the picture has since been removed. Other protesters have encouraged vandalising Irish Water vehicles and faking injuries to make claims against the company. Personal injury seems to be the way forward. Stand stationary, get someone to video, and the first time that spade hits your shin, buckle in two and scream in pain, an online protester wrote on Facebook. Well, that's not exactly a new trick. Why not use combo culture warfare in a just cause? I'm actually going to murder the builders putting in them water meters. Another guy allegedly wrote on Twitter. Both incidents have been reported to the Gardaí, says the article in the Sunday Independent. This excrement was actually printed in the August 17th issue of the Sunday Independent. Go check it on Google if you don't believe it. Now, I wonder, does Dennis O'Brien own any shares in Irish Water or the water meter installation companies? Because I think he runs the Irish Independent now, doesn't he? Anyway, good news to follow. The article says, despite protests, Irish Water is ahead of its installation schedule and currently has more than 350,000 meters in place. However, more bad shit. Contractors hired to install meters have been forced to leave areas because of protests. In most cases, workers have been able to return to the locations at a later date and complete their work. However, if an area is deemed unsafe or a phase of installation ends, workers will not return and households face the prospect of not having a meter put in place for another 2 years. The current phase of installation is due to be completed in 2016. This would mean the customer will not be able to monitor their water usage and potentially reduce their bill. Instead, they will be charged an assessed rate based on the number of people in a household. I think they're going to have to fill in a census form to tell them how many people's in the household. I wonder how many census forms they'll get back. Anyway, the assessed charge for a family of 2 adults and 2 children is €278 a year, and bills will begin arriving in October. Once a meter is installed, customers may be entitled to a rebate if they can prove that they have saved water and not used all their allowance and whatever. An Irish water spokesman said, "We have temporarily stopped installations in a number of specific areas but have sufficient work in the regions to continue and will be returning to the areas to resume the work in due course when it's safe for our staff to do so." Petrol bombs, spades, violent demonstrations, hell. It's like Beirut here in Dublin on the streets. I haven't seen any of it yet, mind you, but according to the Irish Water press release and the Independent, so it must be true. Anyway, it's a wrap, folks. That's all the news from Irish Water for now. Oh, by the way, John Tierney, the CEO of Irish Water, who issued this press release to the Sunday Independent, was not available for interview on our show here. But our next video will feature a personal appearance by Martin Goebbels, his best buddy and his personal PR agent, who has moved to Dublin from somewhere in Germany. So it's a wrap, folks, for now. That's all the news until next Sunday from the alternative Marion Finucane, what it says in the newspaper. So cheers, bye.